थैंक यू एंड नमस्कार। पहले तो तहे दिल से शुक्रिया कि आप सब इतनी भारी मात्रा में आए हैं आज हमारी फिल्म के लिए, तो उसके लिए आपके लिए a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also तहे दिल से मैं शुक्रिया कहना चाहूँगा कि आपने हमारी प्रेम कहानी को इतना सारा प्रेम दिया है, स्नेह दिया है, and we're very overwhelmed with all the love that is coming our way. ऐसा हुआ है कि आज की शुरुआत हम एक्चुअली एक ऑस्पिशियस वे से करना चाहते हैं। आप जैसे जानते हैं, जिन्होंने भी पिक्चर देखी है, वो फिल्म का जो अंत है वो उनकी शादी होती है फिल्म में, और हमने बहुत प्रेम, इनफैक्ट इसमें भी एक कहानी है, आलिया और रणवीर की शादी हुई थी और फिर 4 दिन बाद हमारी सीक्वेंस हम शूट कर रहे थे आलिया और रणवीर की। तो आलिया उस हफ्ते 2 बार शादी कर चुकी थी, एक लिटरली रियल लाइफ और एक रियल लाइफ, और शादी की मेहंदी जो आलिया की है वो एक्चुअली इस फिल्म में जो थी वो सेम थी, अपनी शादी की मेहंदी, उसको बस डार्कन किया था हमने, और हम जाके जैसलमेर में हमने वो फिल्म वो गाना हमने दर्शाया, पिक्चराइज किया। वैभवी मर्चेंट ने इतनी खूबसूरती से उस गाने को पिक्चराइज किया, लेकिन जब लेंथ का प्रॉब्लम आने लगा, सब ने कहा कि अरे 250 मिनट्स के नीचे होना चाहिए, डोंट क्रॉस 250 मिनट्स, 248 247 पे डाल दो। देन वी न्यू कि फिर हमको उस गाने को एक डब्बे में डाल देना था और रोलिंग क्रेडिट्स को फिर उसके साथ। इट ब्रोक माई हार्ट एज अ फिल्म मेकर, ट्रूली एज अ फिल्म मेकर इट हैड ब्रोकन माई हार्ट कि मैं उस गाने को अपनी पूरी ग्लोरी में सबको नहीं दिखा पाया। हम आज यही इस गाने कुड़माई को हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, और you will be the first to see it and then it will drop online. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Pritam Das' favorite composition, written so beautifully by Amitabh Bhattacharya, picturized as Rocky and Rani ki shadi, and I hope you enjoy that. Before we go on, we would like to share this unit with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All eyes on the big screen. ये कितना कैसे शूट हुआ? Just tell us something about this.
ये हम जैसे मैंने कहा था, ये हमने जैसलमेर में शूट किया। कुड़माई के दिन आ गए, ऐसे लेके शादी का माहौल, एंगेजमेंट इसे कहते हैं पंजाबी में। तो कुड़माई मीन्स दैट, एंड वी आर होपिंग दैट ये जब अभी और लोगों की शादी होगी तो यही गाना बजेगा। एंड वी शॉट इट विद अ लॉट ऑफ लव, देयर वाज अ सैंड स्टॉर्म, तो थोड़ा वक्त लग गया, बट वी ट्राई टू मेक इट एज ब्यूटीफुल एज पॉसिबल, एंड आई वांटेड टू शो इट टू एवरीवन इन ऑल इट्स ग्लोरी। अभी तो पिक्चर में, एज आई सेड, एकदम साइड पे चला गया गाना। फॉर मी इट्स हार्ट ब्रेकिंग एज अ फिल्म मेकर, सो आई वाज very excited to share this with everybody. I have to say, before I call the members of the cast, that I'd like to thank the entire crew that made this film possible. Yes. From Manush Nandan, our director of photography, Sohail, who does sound, all our choreographers, Vaibhavi, Farah, Ganesh, Remo, literally Eka, Manish are both our designers on the film. The entire crew, Sumit, who led the film as producer, and my AD team led by Shona, they were all absolutely game changers for us on the film. Amrita, the production designer, who's been such a spine for me right through my last 12 years. ऐसे बहुत सारे हमारे टीम मेंबर्स हैं जो मैं वाकई तहे दिल से शुक्रिया कहना चाहूँगा, एंड अ बिग शाउट आउट टू प्रीतम एंड अमिताभ, जिन्होंने एंड तक, बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक के एंड तक, लिटरली वी वर डिलीवरिंग इट राइट टिल द एंड, वो छोटे छोटे चेंजेस कर रहे थे टू द फिल्म जस्ट टू मेक श्योर दैट द व्यूइंग एक्सपीरियंस वाज मोर प्लेजरेबल. So I hope I've mentioned everyone's names. I'm going blank in my head now because I'm kind of overwhelmed, but thank you to this cast and crew that have made this film so special for me in my 25th year. And again, a huge sense of gratitude to the members of the media, to columnists and critics and all members of the media. I have never received this kind of abundant love in my career. I've never known to be a critic's darling, but the day Anurag Kashyap called me and said he saw the film twice, I realized कि कुछ तो बनाया होगा कि you know that I got a call from him and so many filmmakers and members of the industry. I mean, like, this whole week has been like a fuzzy feeling of love in my heart. जब भी सोचता हूँ तो कभी-कभी आंखों में आंसू भी आ जाते हैं, that I can't believe I'm receiving this kind of love. The beginning of this film was 2 telephonic conversations I had. जैसे कि आप जानते थे, हम तख्त बना रहे थे और फिर पैंडेमिक आ गया और तख्त को हमने momentarily we kept it aside because इतनी बड़ी फिल्म थी और पैंडेमिक के दौर में उस फिल्म को बनाना was not technically possible. तो मैं एक्चुअली रोज़ 2 ही महीने मैं अपने कमरे में बैठता था, लॉकडाउन का वक्त था, और मैंने ये कहानी का जस्ट ढांचा लिखा. Then of course it was brought together by the brilliance of Shashank Khaitan, Ishita Moitra and Sumit Roy, and a big shout out to Somen Mishra, who governed all of them like a true rock star. They wrote the film, but the adjourn came and I had 2 telephonic chats. I called Rocky and Rani, Ranveer Singh, Alia Bhatt, and I said, look, I don't have much of the story, I just have a tiny germ. Are you guys on for it? Literally, that's all it took. They were like, we're on, we're doing this film, let's do it. Write it fast. And it was that simple, it was that easy. आलिया तो है ही घर की बेटी, धर्मा की बेटी, लेकिन रणवीर के साथ मेरा प्रोफेशनल रिश्ता पहली बार जुड़ रहा था. And I will always be grateful to them for actually coming on board to this film on pure conviction and pure regard for just what they thought we were going to achieve with the film. I'd like to call her first. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि उसका जो इमोशनल लॉन्च इस आउटस्टैंडिंग आर्टिस्ट का इमोशनल लॉन्च स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर है, लेकिन उनका प्रोफेशनल लॉन्च हाईवे था. और उसके बाद जो वो हाईवे पे निकली, फिर कहीं और वो गई भी नहीं, वो सीधे सीधे चलती रही with performance after performance, winning over audiences' hearts worldwide. She, when I directed her, मैं भूल गया था कि ये वही आलिया भट्ट थी जिसने शनाया का किरदार निभाया था स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर में. मैं उसे ऑ के साथ देखता था मॉनिटर पे, ये क्या कमाल की एक्टर है, कैसे, किसने सिखाया ऐसे. मैंने तो नहीं सिखाया, मैं कोई क्रेडिट नहीं ले सकता. ये इतनी एक्ट्रेस, ऐसी बेहतरीन एक्ट्रेस कैसे बन गई. एंड शी वाज जस्ट amazing for me as a filmmaker to collaborate with. Please put your hands together for the only Rani of my life and now the Rani of the industry and will remain Alia Bhatt. Before we ask you something, let's call the boom box boy. अभी आप सब रणवीर से मिले हैं. वो पता नहीं क्या खा के पैदा हुआ था, पता नहीं अभी भी क्या खाता है, लेकिन शायद ही मैं और ये आलिया ये भी सहमत होगी, pun intended, कि there is nobody who brings that kind of energy on a film set that Ranveer Singh comes with. और मैं इसके पहले मैंने रणबीर के साथ काम किया था, जो एक्चुअली बहुत ही काम, कंपोज्ड और अपनी खुद की एनर्जी लेके सेट पे आ जाता था ड्यूरिंग ए दिल. इसमें मुझे एक दिन का कल्चर शॉक लग गया. देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि ये सारी जो मेहनत वो करता है, वो सारा जो वो जोश और जुनून ले आता है, वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपनी परफॉर्मेंस को इनहेंस करने के लिए ले आता है. इस किस्म की एनर्जी ना मैंने देखी है, ना मैं देखूंगा. बट आई न्यू वन थिंग, he was the most indispensable character in Rocky और Rani की प्रेम कहानी. There would be no Rocky Randhawa if there wasn't Ranveer Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ranveer Singh. रणवीर सिंह, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, जैसा ऐसे हमारा बूम बॉक्स बॉय है, जहां आता है बड़ा सा बूम बॉक्स लेके आता है, उससे भी बड़ा दिल. रणवीर सिंह, आलिया भट्ट, रॉकी और रानी और इनकी प्रेम कहानी. नाउ आई विल गिव ओवर टू देम. दे हैव टू इनवाइट मेंबर्स ऑफ देयर फैमिली.
So I'll go first. रानी का किरदार और मेरा पार्ट would not have been possible without the authenticity of my family. और जिस दिन करण ने मुझे बताया था कि मेरे माँ और मेरे बाबा और मेरी ठाकुमा का के किरदार कौन निभाने वाले हैं. I knew that day onwards that चलो मेरा काम तो बहुत आसान हो गया. So I would, without further ado, like to bring on stage two very, very, very special artists and the heart and soul of the Chatterjee family. Churni ma'am, Amar Ma, and Tota sir, Amar Baba.
Unfortunately, Shabana ji is not with us, who played such a pivotal part of Jamini in the film. She's not in town, but she sends her love to all of you. And now, over to you, Rocky, for the Randhawa family.
पहले तो आप सभी को प्यार भरा नमस्कार. देखो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ मुझे स्टेज और माइक मत ही दिया करो. वो कुछ भी हो सकता, अब कुछ भी हो सकता है. बस मैं इतना कहना चाहूँगा आप सबको यहाँ देखे आज आई एम सो हैप्पी मानो जैसे हैप्पीनेस के फुहारे छूट रहे हैं बाय गॉड. और all the more happiness because now I have the great honor and privilege to introduce most wonderful members of our ensemble. People who are very, very dear to my heart. You've seen the film and without much further ado, I would like to call on stage Poonam, my mummy, played by Shiti Job. Anjali Anand plays Golu, my sister, and Amir Bashir, who plays my father. Is he here? Amir is not here. Jayaji is not here. But even so, Ma. आपको पता है Shiti is actually younger than me? No? Oh, sorry. आजा. अरे मुझको राणा जी माफ करना. गलती मारे से हो गई. I am so happy.
You are very happy, and I'd like to now take this opportunity to call our collaborators and the spine of our company. Our collaborators, Viacom, have been great partners, and I'd love to invite Mr. Ajit Andhare on stage, please. Boss man at Viacom, and as I said, the spine, soul, and spirit of Dharma Productions, the CEO, Apurva Mehta.
Whoa.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like to take this special, thank you Apurva, thank you Ajit, thank you. I felt, like one of my biggest items on my dream and bucket list were realized when I cast this legendary actor. I remember going to his house and meeting him, and as well trained by my parents, my immediate instinct is to go and touch his feet, which I do till today. And he looked at me, he asked me the story, and at the end of that meeting, I was very nervous because I knew he was such a critical part of what I wanted for the film. And I said, oh God, I hope and pray he says yes. And lo and behold, he looked at me, he said, मैं picture करना चाहता हूँ, ये character मुझे बहुत पसंद आया है. And I looked at him and I said, Dharamji, I'm blessed for life that you will be in our film. And with love in all our collective hearts, with utmost respect, regard, reverence for this man, who is unstoppable even today and has the charisma to unmatchable charisma. Literally, please welcome with love in your hearts for none other than Dharmendra Dharamji.
All right. On that note, Apurva sir, we won't let you go. The industry and of course the audiences, the cine lovers. What do you have to say?
So, I always say that at Dharma, we really had the privilege and the good fortune of making many wonderful movies. But very rarely do you come across a film that you make that gives you the critical success and the commercial success in equal measure. So I think there's deep gratitude from all of us for what the kind of love this film has got. And on a personal note, I'm going to tell Karan, you can't take such a long break for the next film. We need to go to the cinemas more often and laugh and smile.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Ajit sir, so good to see you again. What are your views on this, collaborating with this powerhouse of talent and of course the wonderful people here?
See, first of all, before I answer that, I want to say that the legend, and there are many legends out here, but the legend that Karan already is, even before this film, with his filmography, he didn't need to prove anything to anyone. But that is the nature of an artist. He wants to burn. And I've seen him now, through this making of this film, how he was consumed with this test that he put onto himself to prove himself to himself. So Karan, you don't need to do this. You are there, the film is there, but I think it's the result of that passion, that the love that's coming from all over. Like we talk about numbers, and at our studios also, there's so many films we do. I don't think I've seen in a very long time the kind of unified reaction. I have not come across anyone who's yet to say, "Ha, theek thi ya maza nahi aaya." Everybody has loved the film. And I think that's such a source of satisfaction for all of us. And I think it's all his passion which is doing this. This was an important film for us because Gehraiyan, Jug Jug, Govinda Mera Naam, but this was really the Kohinoor in our partnership. And who doesn't want Kohinoor to shine, and how well it has shown. So thank you, Karan. Thank you, all of you all. Wonderful cast, and I think all the love that's coming your way is fully deserved, and enjoy this. It's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And of course, it indeed is a Kohinoor. Hum sab ke liye audiences are back at saying, "Chalna picture chalte hain." Picture lagi hai. This is what people are saying for Rocky or Rani ki ye prem kahani. And now it's over to the wonderful members of the press. I know you guys are awesome, but we'll just keep the questions related to the movie. Aaj isi ki baat karte hain. Ma'am, aaiye. Ji.
करण, मैं खड़े होके इस फिल्म का वेलकम करना चाहती थी कि आपने महिला सशक्तिकरण पर इतनी खूबसूरत फिल्म बनाई। हल्की फुल्की बातों में आपने बहुत गहरी गहरी बातें फिल्में की। और इस फिल्म के लिए मैं आपसे एक बात कहना चाहूँगी कि जब दादा साहब फाल्के लेके आए थे हरिश्चंद्र तारामती, तब महिलाएं नहीं आया करती थी, महिलाएं उसके नाम से भी थर्राया करती थी, और जो जेंट्स रहते थे वही फीमेल कैरेक्टर, यहाँ तक कि जो तारामती बनी थी वो भी मेल कैरेक्टर था। तो आपने जो इसमें जो डांस किया, एक तो मैं उसमें रणवीर और जो उनके साथ हैं उन दोनों को भी बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी कि उन लोगों ने उसको शास्त्रीय नृत्य से इतनी गहराई से और इतनी खूबसूरती से जोड़ा है। तो आयुष्मान खुराना, मेरा सवाल ये है कि अभी अभी हम आयुष्मान खुराना से मिले थे और उन्होंने हमें कहा कि इस तरह की फिल्में आएंगी तो हमें इस तरह के जो कैरेक्टर, वो ड्रीम गर्ल में इसी तरह का कैरेक्टर कर रहे हैं, उसे मजाक नहीं बनाया जाएगा, क्योंकि अब तक जितनी भी फिल्में आई हैं दादा साहब फाल्के के बाद, सारी की सारी जब पुरुष कोई बनता है महिला तो उसका मजाक उड़ाया जाता है, उसको एक टैलेंट के रूप में या उसको एक कला के रूप में नहीं लिया जाता है। क्या इस बात को बल मिलेगा आपकी इस फिल्म के बाद?
आई थिंक जिस दौर की आप बात कर रहे हैं उससे तो हम काफ़ी आगे बढ़ चुके हैं मैम, और ऑलरेडी आई थिंक हमारी सिनेमा में इंटरनेशनली और नेशनली दोनों अभी ऐसा हम डिवाइड ही नहीं करते एनी मौर के मेल सेंट्रिक, फीमेल सेंट्रिक, हीरो सेंट्रिक, हीरोइन सेंट्रिक। सब जानते हैं कि औरतों का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन वो चाहे बड़े पर्दे पर हो या बड़े पर्दे के पीछे हो, हैज़ बिन equal if not more to the men, and more power to the women who have contributed so deeply to cinema. इस टोटा और रणवीर का जो नाच था, वो कथक परफॉर्मेंस थी on डोला रे डोला, is not only a homage to Mr. Sanjay Leela Bansali but also a homage to the fact कि हुनर का कोई जेंडर नहीं होता। और ये हमने टोटा द्वारा ऑलरेडी ये बात हमने बहुत ही साधारण लफ्ज़ों में कहा था, और दैट इज़ माई बिलीफ एंड दैट इज़ द बिलीफ ऑफ द राइटर्स। और ये हम कहना चाहते थे कि वाकई हुनर का कोई जेंडर नहीं होता, एंड इन बस उसी एक लाइन में वो पूरी बात समझ आ जाती है। थैंक यू मैम फॉर रेजिंग दिस क्वेश्चन एंड आई होप यू वॉच द फिल्म अगेन।
करण नमस्कार, मैं रेखा खान नवभारत टाइम से। मंच पर जितने भी लोग हैं, आलिया मेरी प्यारी, रणवीर मेरा प्यारा, और बाकी भी सब, धर्म जी आपको भी नमस्ते। सबको मैं बहुत सारी मुबारकबाद और बहुत सारी बधाई देना चाहूँगी। फिल्म मतलब इतनी कमाल की हुई है, वो ट्रेलर से ही पता चल रहा था। लेकिन करण, मेरा सवाल आपसे है कि फिल्म में एक जो हम कहते हैं ना कि हम एक पारिवारिक, जो हमारे हिंदी सिनेमा के जो हमेशा से एक मूल्य रहे हैं, उसको आपने एक बार, आपकी फिल्मों में वो हमेशा होता है, लेकिन एक बार आपने उसको फिर से एक रिवाइव कर दिया। तो उसमें आपके पारिवारिक जो मूल्य हैं, आपके जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, फैमिली मूल्य हैं, उसका कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है आपकी इस फिल्म में?
देखिए, जाहिर है कि जो भी निर्देशक होता है या लेखक होता है, वो अपनी ज़िंदगी से कहीं ना कहीं कुछ छांट के बड़े पर्दे पे डाल ही देता है। और ऐसी बहुत सारे किरदार हैं इस फिल्म में, चाहे वो टोटा का हो या अंजलि का हो। इन दोनों दौर से मैं खुद गुजर चुका हूँ। जहाँ तक परिवार की बात आप कर रहे हैं, तो धर्म जी का एक लाइन है जो मेरा बिलीफ है कि घर नहीं तोड़ते। जब धर्म जी की ये एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण लाइन है, और वो एक लाइन मेरी फैमिली और वैल्यू सिस्टम को डिफाइन करता है कि घर नहीं तोड़ते, नो मैटर व्हाट यू ट्राई एंड होल्ड ऑन टू फैमिली। एंड आई थिंक उन्हीं अल्फाजों में मैंने अपनी भावनाएं डाल दी है। सो ऑफ कोर्स दिल के भी करीब है और मेरे भावनाओं के भी करीब है।
Hello, hi, Pooja Nawathe here from Awesome TV. My question is to Ranveer Singh. Congratulations for the success of the film. Ranveer, can anyone else play a Delhi boy better than you?
I don't know. That's not for me to say. But yeah, I'm glad that amongst various Delhi boys that I've played, I'm able to find something different to offer with every character. So that's very fulfilling and heartening to learn from the audience's reaction to the film and the character and the performance.
And your Kathak dance was outstanding.
Thank you,
madam. What was Deepika's reaction to that?
She loved it. Actually, it was one of the most memorable and fulfilling movie watching experiences of my life. I took her on a Saturday night to watch Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani. It was just the two of us sitting in the last row on recliners. And I had seen the film already, so I was really just there for her reaction. And she was laughing, she was crying, she was clapping, whistling, and oftentimes turning to me and saying, oh. So yeah, I had the best and most fulfilling experience sitting with her and watching it. She's very, very proud of me, and I'm very happy about that.
One last question to Mr. Apurva and Ajit ji. How has your association been with each other, you know, Viacom and Dharma?
I think the best answer is just look at all the 4 films that we did together, and I think the answer is supplied by those films. I think the other thing I want to say is I've been actually very impressed with the amount of nuance and understanding. Of course, we talk about the creative aspects and his directorial, strength and all of that. But I think what has been learning for me is the amount of distribution knowledge that Karan has, you know, and of course Apurva, you know, is standing next to him, supplying all the encyclopedia. But he has such a deep knowledge of which territory is supposed to do how much and all of that, that suddenly we as a team are slightly under pressure that, okay, we need to make sure our A game is there all the time, you know. So, yeah, so I think it's been a very, very fulfilling partnership. We've learned from each other, and I hope that we'll be able to, you know, create a lot more of work together as we go forward. Purva?
I couldn't have said it better. I think it's been a tremendous association. I think they have an amazing team, and they have been standing pillar strong with us across all the films. And I really look forward to doing more work with Ajit and the Viacom team. I'm sure it's the same with all of us here.
Hello everyone, this is Aina from Instant Bollywood, this side. Yeah. First of all, congratulations to all of y'all. I loved the film, I've enjoyed it from my heart. My question is to Karan, that as a filmmaker, you said that you were very nervous before the release, and as a filmmaker or an artist, you're never complacent with what you do. You want to achieve more and more and more. At what point did you feel like satisfied that you have made a good film, or was it only after the release and the reviews?
Truth be told, when a filmmaker knows he's made a good or a bad film is never a good thing. A filmmaker should never know. A filmmaker should tell his or her story in the best way possible and then hope for the very best. I could never at any point say that, yaar, kya picture banai hai maine, or like khud ko I can't like tap on my own shoulder. I can only pray that when the film is out, it gets the love that you hope for and the love that you put into the film. I was very nervous. I was very stressed. That whole Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday prior to the release, I was on the verge of some kind of a panic attack. But like, and literally I think, but on Friday, I think I started breathing and the oxygen started coming back. And the oxygen was the love that came from everyone, all of you and the audiences.
Hi, Nikita, here from India Forums. My mom especially loved the bra conversation scene which happened. So I really want to ask all of you men over here, aapke ghar mein, when was this topic normalized to talk about? When was this not considered as a taboo? When was it normalized at your places? Starting with you, Karan.
I am the only child raised by a very progressive mother. For members of the audience who know her, Bharti being the first one I can see. But it was never a taboo topic. I've gone shopping for her to buy a bra, and it's never been a problem with me. But I do know that while I did it, there were friends who were with me who were horrified that I was actually doing this and why I wasn't designating this job to a female friend of mine to do it. And I was like, why? It's been asked by my mother, why am I sending somebody else to do it? Because my mother is now 81 years old, and when she does need something, and I am in a place that has that something, then I have to go and buy what she wants. It could be a bra, it could be any other item. For me, that felt organic, also because I knew that there is a discomfort around it. And there's a line that Chudni says, कि सदियों से वो औरतें मर्दों की चड्डियाँ घिस रही हैं, घिस, और तुम एक ब्रा को नहीं टच कर सकते. And that to me was very definitive of what people feel about it. I don't know what Chudni has to say, but like that was my feeling.
Absolutely. I remember that ghiz was part of our improvisation.
Yes.
We put that in. And that is what women want to say, you know. If we've been washing your underwear for years, for centuries, why is it that touching a woman's bra or even mentioning it becomes such a problem? But then, personally, I'm not so preachy as Anjali is. And I think I gave Ranveer a very bad time that way. But of course, what has to be said has to be said. And I think we made a very strong point there because of Karan.
धर्मपा जी आपके ठीक सामने.
धर्मपा जी हाँ.
धर्मपा जी आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन सकते हैं आपके ठीक सामने. मैंने ये पूरी फिल्म देखी है, दिल से बोल रहा हूँ, ये सवाल दिल से है कि आपका वो किसिंग सीन बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल, बहुत ही प्यारा था. तो अगर कुछ थोड़ा बहुत अगर आप बता सकें.
धर्म जी आपके किसिंग सीन के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं.
UN शबाना जी थोड़ा सा.
कैप्टन ने सब कुछ बता दिया. कैप्टन अच्छा हो तो टीम खूब खेलती है फिर। और ये कहता है कि 5 साल बाद आया हूँ करण, ये 5 साल बाद आया, 7 साल बाद आया, ये अपने जौहर दिखा कर जाएगा। मैंने जब पहले कहानी सुनी, मैं बुरी कहानियों में भी काम किया, किसी के लिए पैसे के लिए, किसी को हेल्प करने के लिए, मगर जिस दिन ये कहानी सुनी मैंने, मुझे लगा ये घर घर की कहानी है। आप किसी भी कैरेक्टर को पकड़ लो, आजकल छोटे छोटे बच्चे डांस करते हैं घरों में। मैं देखता कि एक लेडी अपने बच्चे को झूला, वो अपना झुला रही है झूला और गा रही है, मैं जट्टी यमला। मैं कहा अब ये तो रणवीर कपूर ही बनेगा। रणवीर ने जो किया है, he is really a very good actor and a very emotional person. I enjoyed every bit of my time with this unit and और क्या कहूँ मैं, अभी तो शहर में नहीं दुनिया में चर्चा है कि रानी और रॉकी और रानी की कुछ है। बहुत मज़ा आया, दोनों ने बहुत अच्छा नहीं, पिक्चर की बात कर रहा हूँ।
धर्म जी, आपको ऑडियंस के रिएक्शन देखने चाहिए हॉल्स में, वो वाले सीन पे।
मैं बाई चांस जा नहीं सका प्रीमियर में, अब बट मुझे लोगों की बहुत से मैसेज आ रहे हैं कि धर्म जी आपने ऐसा ऐसा। मैंने यार ये तो मेरे दाएं हाथ का काम है। कुछ बाएं हाथ से करवाना हो वो भी करवा लो। और मुझे कहा करण ने कि बाजी जो आप हैं वही रहना। मैं सोचता रहा यार,
ये आप प्राइवेट बातें क्यों बाहर बोल रहे हो?
मैं बॉबी को बताया मैंने, गुड स्टोरी एंड गॉड इज ग्रेट। और मुझे भी जब जब मौका मिलता है छक्का मार देता हूँ। देर से आता हूँ लेकिन आता हूँ। तो आप लोगों ने जो दिलों में जगह दे रखी है मुझे, ये मैं जाने नहीं दूंगा बच्चों। इसे बनाए रखूंगा, ऐसे ही बनाए रखूंगा, क्योंकि मुझे बनना नहीं आता। मैं हकीकत हूँ, जो दिल में है मन में है वो कह देता हूँ, और मोहब्बत से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं। कि मोहब्बत आपकी न देती रोशनी गर मेरे नाम को, कैसे बनता धर्म मैं आपका, पहुँचता कैसे इस मकाम। इसके लिए एक शेर बोलता हूँ। मेरा बच्चा है ये, इसके तो बचपन से मेरे बच्चे भी सब जानते हैं फैमिलीज के बेरुखी से उनकी रुख न मोड़ा मैंने, जिद को इनकी जिद से अपनी तोड़ा मैंने। आई ना माथे पे शिकन जो दिल शिकनी से इनकी, मुस्कुरा कर गए लिपट एक दिन कहते हुए बेशरम कहीं के। कुछ इस तरह का रोमांस अच्छा लगा, बहुत मज़ा आया। मैं तो जो बोलते थे मुझे मालूम था, जो मैं भी कर रहा हूँ, जो मुझे दिया गया करने को, इसमें दम है। तो जैसे भी मैं निभा गया, आप लोगों ने पसंद किया। आप मतलब आप भी सिर्फ कैमरा ही नहीं देखते, आप भी पिक्चरें भी देखते हैं। लव यू ऑल, आई एम हैप्पी because of my captain, my co-stars, my whole team. I am grateful to them. It was very nice time for me. ये blend हुआ ऐसे, इनको देख के मुझे लगता है हमारी लड़की को, प्यारी सी लड़की को, कि ये गोल्डन डेज का राज का मिक्सचर है। कि गोल्डन डेज में हम जब लड़की को देखते थे, ये टू बी फ्रैंक, तो लड़की देखती रहती थी और देखते देखते रह जाते थे। और आर्ट भी था, लेकिन इसमें जो आर्ट है इसमें बहुत, शी इज़ वेरी गुड, वेरी टैलेंटेड गर्ल एंड आई ब्लेस हर, शी शुड कंटिन्यू and give us some more good picture. And Ranveer, you too. Okay? We need you. Okay? Love you all. Any other question if there is?
Hi Ranveer. It's obvious we have to do a convo.
But obvious.
But obvious. Ranveer, Karan said in an interview that the Kathak performance of yours could
I
have...
read everything that you wrote on social media, Ankita. Thank you so much. It really touched my heart. Means a lot to me. Thank you.
It means a lot to me that how much happy I was. Thrice in a row I have done the film, so yeah. I think once more I have to go and see. But Karan sir said in an interview that the Kathak performance you performed in the film could have gone down south, how people would have perceived it or not. Were you scared to step on the stage at that particular moment, perform? And what if? Were you like triggered by that part that there could have been a what if to it?
Well, in the initial days of rehearsal, I was a bit anxious because I've got a lot of muscle mass, babes. You know, my shoulders, chest, bicep, tricep, very big, very tight, a lot of muscle mass intensity. So it was very difficult in the initial days. One had to uncondition one's body for the grace of Kathak to kind of come in. I was getting reports that Tota sir is killing it in Kolkata. He's on it for hours a day, putting in the sweat, putting in the work. And yeah, he was doing it in Kolkata, I was doing it in Bombay, and I knew at the back of my mind that we were safe and secure because we were being choreographed by Vaibhavi ma'am, and she is an absolute stickler for absolute excellence. तो वो छोड़ती नहीं जब तक उनको जो चाहे वो मिले नहीं. So all credit to her, to the choreography team who really put us through the paces till the very last hour. And I'm so thrilled with the reaction to that moment. I've been in the cinema halls personally to witness that, and it is the most euphoric, most fulfilling and joyous feeling to see the audience's reaction to that.
Alia, Samina here from Times of India. So my question is to you. Journalist play करना कैसे था? Because KRA goals सब भूल चुके थे आपको देखते वक्त. Literally I was wondering, I hope ऐसे career होता. Second question is, आपकी शादी के आसपास ही you were wearing that bridal gown and all, you know, after that maybe. So how was that experience, and what's Ranveer Kapoor's reaction to this?
To the journalist thing, honestly, my first day of shoot was my introduction in the film. और जहाँ पे मेरा scene होता है मिनिस्टर जी के साथ, और जो मैं अपनी बहुत ही passion के साथ बात कर रही थी उनके साथ, and I genuinely felt very comfortable doing that scene just because of how much I connected. And there is one more scene जो फिल्म में नहीं है, जहाँ पे मैं actually reporting कर रही थी, उसमें भी मेरे को बहुत मज़ा आया. I don't know whether I'll make a good journalist in life, but I definitely enjoyed that a lot. काफ़ी लोग मुझे कह रहे हैं कोई journalist ऐसे sarees नहीं पहनती है, but हाँ, they're very simple sarees. But this is Karan Johar's version of that. To answer your question about Kudmai जो आपने अभी गाना देखा, yeah, actually it was in the same week. 4 days later जो मेरी शादी real life में हुई और फिर real life में हुई, बहुत ही अलग थी दोनों. My home wedding was in my simple, very light sari, बहुत ही easy था. मतलब मैं, you know, I was roaming around very freely. Here there was this heavy lehenga, सर पे मेरा एक heavy दुपट्टा. I was definitely very grateful कि मेरा जो है शादी था बहुत ही simple था, घर पे था, because I would not have been able to do those things twice. And one interesting thing I'll tell you is जब हम फेरे ले रहे थे, रॉकी और रानी फेरे ले रहे थे, तो ऐसे उन्होंने कुछ कहा कि नहीं फिर लड़का आगे जाता है, ऐसे नहीं लड़की फिर आगे जाती है. नहीं ऐसा मैं अभी करके आई हूँ यार, मेरे को पता है लड़की आगे जाती है. So that was one funny moment. And actually that moment, if you see in the song, जब रणवीर नीचे जाता है and he puts his head ahead like that and you know lets me put the वरमाला on top of him, वो actually मेरे साथ हुआ था. जो पहले रणवीर को उठा दिया था और मुझे कोई उठा नहीं रहा था, मैं देख रही थी कोई उठाओ यार मुझे. Then he only went on his knees and he went down and I put the varma. So that was, तो काफी close हो गया सब कुछ.
बिल्कुल. रणवीर
He loved the film. He was very entered. He sat, Ranveer on my left and my mother on my right and my father right next to my mother. And the four of them were just responding and reacting. And just the way Ranveer said, to really see a film from your loved one's perspective. And Ranveer is very technical. He doesn't say too much. He says very little. And he just very simply said, it really worked for me. It touched the heart. He was laughing. And he said, this film will be a big hit.
Alia, just near from Indian Express towards your right at the back. Here near the camera. Recently Vaibhavi Merchant in an interview revealed that to prep for Tum Kya Mile, you visited Shah Rukh Khan for a day. I mean, you had a meeting with him. What exactly transpired and how much did that help in making the song?
Actually, I was not going to reveal this. It was my little secret. But I was very nervous. I don't know whether it was going back to shoot after a couple of months. First time doing a full, proper lip sync song after, I think, Ishq Wala Love. Yeah, that kind of, that there was an inherent sort of nervousness in me, which I felt that I can do something more to do better. So I was discussing with Karan, and Karan said, why don't you call Shah Rukh up? Maybe he'll give you some tips. So I called him up to talk on the phone. I just want to understand from you because nobody lip syncs like you. And he said, "Tu ghar aaja. Suhana also was wanting to learn this. तो दोनों को साथ में हम tuition करेंगे, class करेंगे. तो तू गाना लेके आजा." And we went and I was there for like about 2-3 hours and Suhana और मैं पूरा एक गाना गा रहे थे. There's a whole lip sync portion which Shreya has sung beautifully, जो हम अभी release करने वाले हैं, the extended version of तुम क्या मिले.
हो गया release.
No, the video.
Oh, the video, हाँ.
The video. The video हम release करने वाले extended version. तो वो बहुत fast जा रहा था. तो मैं बहुत hyper हो रही थी वो fast को लेकर. But the way he broke it down, he made me download some app and he said ये बार करो. He also had learned the song by the end of it. It just shows how generous and such a large-hearted man and so wonderful and just always willing to help and be there for you. And whether it helped for this film or not, I know that experience will be irreplaceable in my life.
करण जी हाय. आपने अभी रणवीर सिंह की एनर्जी के बारे में बताया एंड आपने बताया कि वो बहुत ही एनर्जेटिक हैं. पहली बार आप उनके साथ में काम कर रहे हैं, तो क्या हम ऐसा माने कि धर्मा को एक नया सुपरस्टार मिल गया है?
धर्मा को क्यों, इंडस्ट्री को सुपरस्टार बहुत पहले मिल गया था. पहले रणवीर सिंह यशराज का हीरो है और हमेशा रहेगा, और वो यशराज को पहले मिल गया था. ये धर्मा की खुशकिस्मती है कि रणवीर सिंह हमारे यहाँ भी आके उन्होंने बहुत बेहतरीन काम किया है. और हम यही चाहते हैं हमारी कंपनी में, आलिया और मेरी कंपनी में, एज इन ये कि हम कि बार लगातार रणवीर हमारे साथ अगर काम करें तो मैं बस कहूँगा कि ज़ह नसीब.
एक्चुअली मैं करेक्ट करूंगी, हम बस चाहते हैं कि रणवीर सिंह हमेशा हर हफ्ते काम करते रहे, क्योंकि हर हफ्ते उनकी पिक्चर लगी और हर हफ्ते मैं टिकट खरीद के जाऊंगी बिकॉज ऑफ दिस टैलेंटेड बॉय. प्राउड ऑफ यू बेटा, प्राउड ऑफ यू.
अच्छा, मेरी बिल्ली मुझे मियाओ. आप भी जानते हैं, आप भी गाइए. And sir, that is true testament to the legacy of Dharma, and I'm only too proud to be a small part of it.
Do you know, for the first time in the history of Dharma, our logo is only 5 seconds because of length. So it goes, and that's it. If you notice, yes, it's not, because I was so paranoid about the length of the film that I was like, sub logos, काट दो. So they said, no, काट नहीं सकते. मेरा title भी निकाल दो. So in every other film you hear the whole chorus. In mine is cut. It is literally that much. So I'm so sorry that we had to do this for our film. But I felt if I am the only person who can do it and not upset anybody, because everybody else would want the whole chorus. But I said, but if I cut it, nobody will feel bad.
Tota?
शुक्र है लोगों काटा सर, लोगों को नहीं काटा. Thank you very much.
हाँ, सीक्वल की तैयारी अभी वो राज को राज ही रहने देते हैं.
Tota?
Yes.
Okay, great. Tota sir, as everybody calls you, how difficult is it for a man like you to become slightly effeminate?
Not really if my director is Mr. Karan Johar. Because for me, acting is actually trying to fulfill my director's vision in the best way possible. And when I work under somebody as sensitive as Karan sir, I know that I just have to listen to what he says and try to understand his vision. So whether that character becomes effeminate or slightly, or I get in touch with my feminine side, is not a matter if it's been presented by Mr. Karan Johar.
So was that difficult?
Not really. Honestly, ma'am, I didn't think about the process at all because it was a blind dive. It was a jump of trust. I trusted him and I submitted blindly to his vision.
Okay, thank you. Ranveer, how long did you take to learn Dola Re Dola?
Weeks, actually. We had a break between schedules. So we had some time. Best way to utilize it is to rehearse. Rehearsal is the name of the game for any performer.
But he at one point, I'm sorry to interject, but he called me at one point and he says, he's like, Karan, I don't think I have a bone of Kathak in my body. Like, I really don't think I'm being able to do this. He was really initially struggling, and that's why he worked extra hard.
It is because of extra muscle mass.
Yes.
Like I said, it's... so yeah, oftentimes due to scheduling, us performers, we don't really get the ideal amount of time that one would like to rehearse. There's no end to how much you can rehearse. But here I had the opportunity and I took it with both hands.
Tell me, you had a couple of films that didn't work just before this. So was that weighing on you that this has to work?
Ma'am, I don't dwell too much with failure or success. I am grateful no matter what, the fact that I get to go to a film set and perform and collaborate with fine artists. That for me is the cake itself. And the fact that my character and the movie is being loved is the icing on the cake. So I'm grateful no matter what.
Thank you. Dharamji, one last question to Dharamji. Dharamji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Which is your favorite scene in the film?
I love everything in the picture because the first time I saw the locales and the songs, you know, हमारे वक्त में गाने में हम निकल जाते थे. ऐसा visuals and ऐसा कहाँ से select किया इन लोगों ने और कैसे picturize किया. It's something superb. और बाकी साथ में देखिए इमोशन तो हर इंसान की ज़िंदगी में बगैर इमोशन के कुछ नहीं. वो झूठ बोलते हैं कि उदासी नहीं आती, दुख नहीं आते, और दुख हमेशा आपको पिन पॉइंट करता है. अगर वो नहीं है, हम कितना नाच लें गा लें, बात नहीं बनती. और ये कहानी इसलिए मैंने कहा घर घर की लगती है मुझे. जितना मैंने जब सुना पूरा मैंने और जो देखा तो और भी खूबसूरत लगा. और ही इज़ वेरी स्मार्ट डायरेक्टर. जहाँ इसको देखा था कैमरा किस पे ले जाना है तो ले जाता था.
धर्म जी, also I want to know, ये आपकी फिल्म जया जी के साथ बहुत सालों बाद थी और जया जी ने अपना सफर आपके साथ शुरू किया था और आप उनको अभी भी गुड्डी बुलाते हैं सेट पे.
गुड्डी बुलाता हूँ. उनका फोटो सेशन घर पे ही हुआ था हमारे. और she was my fan. She used to say, she was telling me the dialogues even this, that. Goody is a fine actress. And घर का आना जाना उनके साथ अब भी जब भी मिलते हैं तो बहुत मज़ा आता है, अच्छा लगता है. वो गुड्डी ही है मेरी. और शबाना जी के साथ भी बहुत अच्छा लगा काम करके. इनके साथ तो it is good. I enjoyed every bit of my, जो कुछ मुझे जितना मिला मैं उसको enjoy किया. कोई ऐसा नहीं कि ये खामखा है. Even अगर full stop है या comma है या पूरा punctuation है, वो बहुत सही है. And I really enjoyed it. ये बहुत rare होता है. ये खामखा की footage क्यों, ये passing क्यों है. और फिर मेरे लिए एक्टिंग रिएक्शन है. जितनी ज़ोर से कोई जफ्फी डालेगा उतनी ज़ोर से आंखें बंद होती हैं. I react.
दिखाओ demo दिखाओ.
I react to my people when they.
Demo?
एक जफ्फी का डेमो हो जाए.
Thank you.
Ranveer.
Yeah.
Hello, Ranveer.
Chiru.
Ranveer, hi,
I
congratulations
enjoyed
first.
it.
Hello.
It's good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the question.
Ranveer, congratulations first. This is really a hitting bullseye after 83. We were really waiting for you to hit some bullseye. But you know, you are somebody who come over prepared on the sets. How was it like performing and cracking with this, having this cracking chemistry with Alia? Because you know, how much room does it leave for an actor when you are so well prepared? And Karan, are you somebody who like to direct actors, or you like to see them perform and observe and choose, okay, is that working or not?
Before Ranveer and Alia, I think we should ask actors that I've worked with for the first time. So Shriti Jog, who I absolutely love, and I will say one moment about her a little later. And Anjali Anand, who in many ways this is her launch film. You can ask them actually. Shriti, what do you think I was doing on set?
No, to answer your question, I think it is a mix of both. The best thing is that he exactly knows what he wants, and by that I mean the emotion of the character. So the moment he explains the emotion, you get it. And if you want to go a step further, he's never said no. I know it for a fact that he's changed dialogues, he's changed scenes, he's changed his angles just because one of us is going a step ahead and trying to say कि ऐसा करके देख ले क्या. I think it takes a lot when you need to change the entire lighting only because one actor says एक step और जाता हूँ. I think it's fabulous, and whatever little that I have worked, I think he's one of the most cooperative, easygoing, and absolutely loving director that I have. I think he loves and respects his actors way more than we actually love ourselves when we are performing. It's only because of him you start feeling that yes, you're doing something really, really right. So thank you, sir.
Anjali here, Lipika.
Hi.
You played you portrayed your character in a very subdued manner initially. When you blasted, you were too good.
Thank you.
How do you look at that scene, you know?
I think a lot have been said about that scene, and like she said, like I was waiting that he would give me some direction, but you wouldn't even come to know that he's actually directing you. He would just come and have a conversation with you, and he just knew exactly what he wanted. And I think no director has ever trusted me so much. He knew why he's cast me, and he knew what I could do, and he just trusted me with what I could do. And that scene where I'm bursting out at everybody, I think I ate up a few lines which were there, because the first time I did it, we were both not happy with it, and I said it can be better. And the second time I did it, I ate up a few lines from the middle, and I think he said, I think it works because I didn't feel it, I didn't say it. And for someone who's written such a big breakout scene, which is such an important scene in that character's graph, for someone to just be okay with it in a fraction of a second that she didn't say it, that's not a big deal. She said what she felt, and we felt what she felt. So I think that is a mark of, he's Karan Johar, my name is Anjali. What do you think? I love it.
Alia, this question is to you, the little girl. You've been working with Karan, you know, and he's known to be doing family films. And a very good message. And everybody comes, you know, all the audiences have also loved this film. Since you have married also recently, any message you would like to give for joint family and nuclear family, you know, like girls are now getting into nuclear family, you know?
Any message that I would like to give through this film? I think this film says it all. And I think what Karan said right now about the line that even Dharanji says in the film, very important time, कि घर नहीं तोड़ा जाता, रिश्ते नहीं तोड़ते. अभी इनके कैंसिल कल्चर सीन से ही ले लो, हम बहुत क्विक टू जज हो जाते हैं. समटाइम्स वे हार्डर इवन ऑन आवर ओन पीपल. लेकिन जो फैमिली आपकी स्ट्रेंथ और सपोर्ट बनती है, वो कोई नहीं बन पाता, और वो मेरे लाइफ में भी है, विथ माई फैमिली एंड माई होल फैमिली, माई मदर, both my mothers, my mom and my mom-in-law, my father here and my father up there, my sisters, my brother, my husband, my friends, they are the strongest support system in my life. तो उनको ज़्यादा granted ना ले, और उनको ज़्यादा, खुद से भी ज़्यादा अगर importance अगर आप दोगे, ज़िंदगी बहुत अच्छी कटेगी.
We'll take 3 more questions, right?
Karan,
3 और लेते हैं.
Karan at the back, hi. Hi, this is Priyanka from Midday. First of all, congratulations for a wonderful film. Congratulations to the whole team.
Hi. Thanks.
I absolutely love the fact that you showed 2 married people falling in love with each other. And it wasn't just 2 maybe young college lovers in Dharmendra sir and Shabana ma'am. And it kind of just made me go back to Kank, which when came kind of misfired, but has found its own audience today. But I love your commitment to relationships which are called forbidden but aren't. So when you were attempting Rocky or Rani and you were showing this and you were writing, did you feel a sense of fear that will people get it again, or will it be like time lagega and then they might, that it might find an audience later?
More than the Dharamji, so we debated a lot with the Dharamji Jayaji track whether we should even show a younger version of it. And then we felt that we would leave it to the imagination of the audience. She says it, Shabana ji, as Jamani says it very in an articulate manner, that those 7 days gave her a lifelong feeling of love. Those 7 days, I felt the relationship was just pure and beautiful, and it stayed with her. Sometimes, and then Alia also says it, कि कभी-कभी, दो पल का साथ जिंदगी भर की मोहब्बत दे जाता है. And I felt that is the kind of emotion I wanted out of Jamani and Kaval's love story. For me, it was very pure. It was incomplete love, though. And I felt it was beyond being a forbidden fruit or dwelling on infidelity. I felt it was an incomplete feeling because they both sacrificed their feeling because they were both married. And they sacrificed it for the good and stability of the family. And then I go back to Gulzar Saab's line, कि प्यार कहाँ पूरा होता है, उसका पहला अक्षर ही अधूरा होता है. So I feel very strongly about that line.
Karan, एक बॉक्स ऑफिस पर बॉलीवुड के इस त्योहार की हम सबको बधाई. करण,
हेलो.
मेरा सवाल आपसे है
जी
कि तमाम सारी बहुत अच्छी कमाल की फिल्म आपने बनाई, लेकिन आखिरी में धनलक्ष्मी को शादी में ले आते तो आपका क्या बिगड़ जाता?
आ रहा है. धनलक्ष्मी की मेंशन पे लाइट चली गई. इस लाइटों को भी धनलक्ष्मी से डर लगता है. ये जो बात आप कह रहे हैं बहुत जायज़ सवाल है. इस पर भी बहुत चर्चा हुई थी. मुझे लगता था कि बहुत सारे
आ रही.
Dhanlakshmi is not allowing us to answer this question. I'm still going to go for it. I just feel that सारे जो कैरेक्टर्स थे उनका टर्न अराउंड हुआ था, और लॉजिकल टर्न अराउंड था, इमोशनल टर्न अराउंड था. लेकिन जया जी यानी धनलक्ष्मी पिक्चर में कहते हैं कि इस उम्र में मेरा घमंड और मेरा अहंकार मुझे मान ही नहीं देता कि मैं गलत हो सकती हूँ, फिर भी मैं तुम्हें ये शांति का प्रस्ताव भेज रही हूँ ताकि तुम उसके साथ ना करो जो मैंने किया था. तो एक किस्म की अपॉलॉजी भी दी थी और एक किस्म का उन्होंने फिर भी अपना अहंकार दिखाया था. मेरे हिसाब से कहानी वहां खत्म होती है जहां ये, लेकिन मुझे लगता है 10 दिन बाद रॉकी और रानी धनलक्ष्मी के यहाँ जाते हैं और उनकी ब्लेसिंग्स लेते हैं.
सर पार्ट 2 की स्टोरी बता दोगे सर?
अच्छा सॉरी. अच्छा लेकिन मैं नहीं चाहता था कि हर रिश्ते का एक टर्न अराउंड हो. लाइक आई फेल्ट दैट ऐसा नहीं होता, घरों में नहीं होता. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो अपनी सोच के साथ रह जाते हैं. वो बहुत ही रिजिड होते हैं अपने थॉट्स में और वो नहीं बदलते अपने ख्याल. और मैं एक्चुअली दैट्स व्हाई मैंने उनका टर्न अराउंड नहीं दिखाया, क्योंकि असली जिंदगी में हर एक कैरेक्टर का परिवर्तन नहीं होता.
मेरा दूसरा सवाल रणवीर से है. रणवीर,
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार.
पिक्चर अच्छी लगी आपको?
अरे कमाल हो आप.
क्या बात है.
मेरा सवाल ये है कि जब तोता सर पूरा वहाँ से इवेंट से आते हैं और बड़ा इमोशनल सीन है वहाँ पर उनका, वहाँ से आपका एक इमोशनल स्पीच शुरू होता है. वो टर्न अराउंड कितना मुश्किल रहा आपसे, क्योंकि ये अपने आप एक हाइट पर थे, इमोशनल हाइट पे, वहाँ से वो सीन पिकअप करना कितना मुश्किल रहा एज एन एक्टर?
सर मैं तो बहुत ही शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि टोटा सर laid the fertile soil for that emotion to end up where it did when we embraced each other. Personally जब मैं देखता था तो at some point जब टोटा सर अपनी कहानी बता रहे हैं रॉकी को तो I was in tears and then रॉकी बात करना शुरू होता है फिर मैं हंस रहा हूँ कि वो क्या क्या बोल रहा है कि फैटों को फैट नहीं बोल सकते, ब्लैकों को ब्लैक नहीं बोल सकते, और पूरी पब्लिक का भी रिएक्शन ये था. तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ स्पेशल सीन क्योंकि अक्सर नहीं होता ऐसे कि आप हंसते हंसते रोते हो, रोते रोते हंसते हो. बट ऑल क्रेडिट टू द राइटर्स, टू करण, टू टोटा सर. आई हैव बीन रीडिंग ऑल ऑफ द हार्टफेल्ट रिएक्ट टू दैट सीन एंड इट्स रियली फिल्ड माय हार्ट विद जॉय. ये बहुत फाइन लाइन होता है ह्यूमर और इमोशन का. जैसे कि अंजलि अभी भी बोल रही थी कि जब भी उन्होंने एंट्री की तो मैंने उनके लिए वो अपना हाउस डाउन वाला सीन जो उन्होंने किया है करण अर्जुन की फिल्म मुझको राणा जी माफ करना, जब वो सीन आता है हॉल्स में पागल होके हंस रहे लोग और फिर इमीडिएटली हार्ड कट तमाचा पड़ता है और इतना इमोशनल आउटबर्स्ट एंड बोथ वर्क wonderfully well and they're juxtaposed back to back just like that. So that's what I think is a very very special aspect of what Karan and the team created. कि एक फिल्म और ऐसे scenes जो आपको हंसते हंसते रुलाए, रोते रोते हंसाए और full wholesome viewing experience दे. आप हंसे भी, रोए भी, तालियां और सीटियां भी पीटी, और क्या चाहिए हिंदी फिल्मों में है.
Ranveer, your center. We'll take 2 more questions, right?
Ranveer, your center. रणवीर, राहुल यार फ्रॉम द फिल्मी चर्चा. मेरा सवाल कॉमन क्वेश्चन है आलिया आपसे भी, धर्म सर आपसे भी और करण सर आपसे भी. आपके पीछे एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत लाइन लिखी है, लव है तो सब है. ये
अरे वाह वाह कितनी खूबसूरत लाइन है ना सर.
थोड़ा सा ये कुछ ऐसी लाइन है जो कुछ लोग महसूस भी कर सकते हैं.
कितनी खूबसूरत लाइन. कौन सा लाइन सर बोलिए फिर से. करण गौर से सुनिएगा.
मैं ये बैक स्टोरी बोलूं?
नहीं 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 जरूरी नहीं है, करण समझ गया.
सवाल
नहीं. अच्छा बाबा बोल देते हैं ये रणवीर सिंह की लाइन थी, इन्होंने लिखा था ये लाइन और वो सीन कट गया.
ओहो. अच्छा करण जी से रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि जब ये फिल्म जब भी कुछ महीने बाद स्ट्रीमिंग वगैरह Amazon Cineplex सर, Amazon एंड Cineplex, तो एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन सर प्लीज. लोग डिमांड करें कि रानी का जो वो थीम सॉन्ग था, रानी का जो इंट्रो म्यूजिक है, आमी रानी बास बे, वो वाला, और जो भी डिलीटेड सीन्स जो 3 hour 10 minutes का जो कट था ना सर, प्लीज कंसिडर. वी वुड लव टू सी ऑल दैट एंड
आई
मोर.
थिंक घर पे बैठ के वो ठीक है, लेकिन सिनेमा हॉल में थोड़ा अड़चन हो जाता अगर मैं 3 घंटे 10 मिनट की पिक्चर रिलीज करता.
रणवीर सवाल पे आते हैं. मेरा सवाल ये था कि आप धर्म सर, आप भी, करण सर, आलिया, ये कितनी फिल्मी बातें लगती है और कितना हकीकत. अपना अपना कुछ एक्सपीरियंस आप शेयर करें तो आपके फैंस के लिए मोटिवेशन मिलेगा थोड़ा सा. ये लव है तो सब है, कितना जस्टिफाई होता है ये चीज़, कितनी फिल्मी बातें और कितनी हकीकत है.
सर मैं क्या कहूँ, आई हैव लिमिटेड लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस, पर इतना ज़रूर कह सकता हूँ दैट इफ देयर वाज एवर अ ट्रू एंड ऑथेंटिक लाइन इन दिस मूवी और something that I could share from whatever I've learned from life, तो यही है. सच है, सत्य वचन है. लव है तो सब है. लव है ना तो सब, बाकी सब समझे. It is the most special, precious and most magical thing that exists in our lives and universe. I believe it with all my heart. It's not just with your romantic partner, आपकी family के साथ भी, आपके friends के साथ भी, आपके colleagues के साथ भी, सबके साथ. जब लव है तो सब है.
Hi Alia, Rashita.
नहीं, मैं अग्री करूंगी. Also ये फिल्मी, I don't think फिल्मी इतना है. I think it's the मतलब सिंपल लैंग्वेज में अगर आप बोलते हो अगर लव है तो सब है, क्योंकि अगर आपके अंदर लव है तो आप खुद से खुश रहोगे. लोगों के लिए आप अगर लोगों की तरफ आप प्यार दोगे तो वो खुश रहेंगे. आपके अगर आसपास लविंग रिलेशनशिप्स है तो सब खुश रहेंगे. लव विन्स ऑलवेज. सो दैट फीलिंग वो कभी चेंज नहीं होगा और इसलिए दिस लाइन इज वेरी एप्ट. और I'll tell you the moment we were doing a scene और impromptu वो रॉकी से निकल गया और जब वो रानी से बात कर रहा है. Love है तू मेरे
I'll
से
tell you the situation also. वो discuss कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ अलग-अलग angles कि ऐसा है वैसा है ये होगा फिर वो कहेंगे फिर ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा. इतना complex और complicated है जो situation में रॉकी और रानी है उस वक्त. और वो उसको पूछता है तू बस मुझे एक बात बता, तू लव करती है ना मुझे? हाँ. कहती है लव है तो सब है. लव है तो वील फिगर आउट एवरीथिंग एल्स. मेन चीज वो है, लव है तो सब है. एंड आई
सॉरी
कैसे वो क्रेडिट नहीं देते सर आप कभी देख रहा हूं मैं देख रहा हूं मैं. ठीक है कोई बात नहीं,
देख रहा हूं तेरे
levels. आपने वो जो बोला ना सर, how he finishes that scene and I stand. कैसे बोला ना सर आपने?
And I live by that.
And I live by that. Hey, दिल को छू गया मेरे सर. Love है तो सब है and I live by that.
जी.
Hi Alia, Rashita, you're from Bollywood Bubble. Here, let me stand for you. Hi. Alia, firstly, it was a treat to watch you. You represent the girls of today, the women of today, very strongly. The part that you played, I could personally relate to it. How much of relatability factor was there inside you? How much of Rani is there inside Alia?
A lot. I'm very much like her. The only thing is, I think the only difference between Rani and me कि Rani थोड़ी से जब वो प्यार भी करती है थोड़ी गुस्से से करती है, तो उसका प्यार भी गुस्सा से आता है बाहर. And मैं तो पूरी पप्पी हूँ. I love like a little puppy dog. That's my this thing. So I think that's the only difference between not the prosperous urban Punjabi youth, not that. That's the only difference. But otherwise, I really resonate with the person that she is, the values that she stands for, and the openness that she has to accept that she's made a mistake. That's something that I've also been brought up with. That if you've made a mistake, you have to accept it, and that's what she does in the end of the film, where she says, "I'm sorry." मेरा गुस्सा थोड़ा सा एक लेवल आगे चला गया.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
जी मैम.
Karan, this question is for you.
I'll come to everyone.
Hi, Karan.
Yes, she's been.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm very grateful that I get to be an actor. I really protect that side of me, the artist, the actor, and for that I'm very grateful. It's almost miraculous that I get to be a part of this one great thing that I love, that is Hindi movies. Life में up down होते रहता है ma'am, but I've always believed that the process is the prize itself. If people loved it, that's Sone Pe Suhaga. I am just extremely grateful that I get to do this for a living. I get to pursue my passion. I look back at the journey of 12 years that I've had, and I feel good. That's what I'm working towards. I'm really happy that Rocky is, another feather in the cap in a filmography and an array of characters that are very dear to me. That's my super purpose in life, is to build a body of work that I can look back and be proud of. Bittu Sharma se leke Rocky Randhawa tak, it's been quite an incredible journey, and I'm only grateful for everything. I don't really understand this numbers game too much at all, and I try to remain as detached from it as possible. I really just focus on the craft, on the performance, on the character, and do my best to contribute to what is truly a collaborative effort. So if the film is a success, it's not my own, it's everybody's together. And the same goes with failure as well. So as they say, you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. And I've learned a few things in the recent past. But at the moment, I'm just delighted at the love that's being shown towards Rocky. I'm very grateful for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ma'am.
Karan, this question is
Sir,
for
I'll
you.
come to you. I'll come to you. Ma'am, let her finish.
Sorry? Over.
Oh, wow.
Welcome.
Namaskar. Sir, आप कोलकाता से आए हैं. Is Chandani mimic here? Can I think.
Firstly, thank you. The entire syntax and the talent and the characterization of both Churni and Tota, I give full credit to them. They added so much poise and dignity and artistry to their portrayals of their characters as the Chatterjee family. I couldn't have asked for a better cast. Whether it was the Chatterjees or the Randhavas, I'm blessed to have all these wonderful actors that surround me today. And I was very happy and slightly nervous about, the Bengali spoken by the non-Bengali actors, which was predominantly Alia and Shabana ji. But I have to say, and you would agree, that they did a terrific job and worked very hard. Alia doesn't show it, never makes a big deal about it to the unit or to anyone, but she is like that high school student who's mugging her lines, learning everything quietly, and then she comes and makes it look like Makkan. So she has a rare gift, which I hope she always preserves. But again, I have to thank Churni and Tota for not only taking the flight innumerable times from Kolkata to Mumbai, but also bringing Kolkata to Mumbai in the film itself.
Thank you.
Your second question was about the reinvention of romance. Firstly, it's important to say here that Shah Rukh and Kajol are romance icons. They represent love in our movies. They've created love. Shah Rukh is love. In fact, Shah Rukh is not a superstar. He's an emotion. He's love. And the way he sings a song, a love song, portrays a love scene, when he says "aur pass," you want to go completely pass. When he says "मैं नहीं आऊँगा," you believe him. When he says "कुछ कुछ होता है, तुम नहीं समझोगी," even we don't know what he means, but we still go with the flow. Because Shah Rukh Khan is Shah Rukh Khan and there will never be another Shah Rukh Khan. Similarly, there will never be another pairing like Shah Rukh and Kajol. But times has to bring evolution. Evolution has to bring the syntax of today. And when we represent Rocky or Rani, only in Tum Kya Mile can we take a leaf out of the glorious book of Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol and their love songs. But you have to change the tonality of love and romance to match our times today. And Rocky or Rani may be rooted characters, rooted and embedded in the heartbed of family. But they brought something new. So I don't think you can compare the two. But I do know that this is now a love story benchmark.
All right, one last question, ma'am, please.
Karan, this question
A few things before we move on. एक तो since we touched upon the Bengali line, एक वो hit dialogue, एक बार आलिया जी, हमारे दोस्तों के लिए.
खेला होबे.
Nice.
Okay,
अरे तालियां बिठाओ.
Karan, this question is for you.
Ma'am, sorry, 1 second, one more second. I won't take too long. Ma'am, I've been in the halls. The reaction to the bra scene is off the charts. Especially when she says, Choli ke piche kya hai? Hey! Choli ke piche kya hai? Hey! And then she asks him, Choli ke piche mein, what is it? Choli ke piche mein kya hai? Huh? मतलब इतने माचो इंसान का जो कचरा किया है इन्होंने. वाओ, पब्लिक ऐसे तालियां पीट रही है. मैम, you must go to the cinema halls while you're here in town and just see the reaction.
But your expression at the other end, I kept looking at your insecure eyes.
And so
he had no clue what lingerie was. He decided to just take this trip and he said, "Card max karenge aaj." He thought that they were going to buy some really fun designer clothes for Rocky Randhawa.
Sir, how they're noticing all these small nuances, it's pretty incredible, huh?
Yeah, but those are all.
Speaking of which, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, हमसे ही मिलने आए हैं, आप वेट कर लेंगे 2 मिनट. कुर्सी लाओ मैडम के लिए. Love your sari. Very nice color and style, babes. I like it.
Thanks, Ranveer.
Is it Manish Malhotra?
It's Poroma.
Oh, nice. Sir, I wanted for you to elaborate a little bit more on this updated syntax, because another thing, I've been keeping my ear to the ground for people's reactions, and a lot of them are saying, and this is making me very secretly proud, but I will share my pride with you, they're saying it's one of your better films, and you are somebody who's made iconic films like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai and K3G, and they're saying there's more cultural texture, the world that you've created, in the characters, in not everything, every aspect of the mise en scène, the production design, the clothes, the spoken word, the dialogue. Can you tell us what it is about Rocky Rani that sets it apart in this way from the rest of your filmography? It's most certainly, जैसे, what is that line? सोच नहीं, स्वाद वही.
Soch nahi, swad wahi. I mean, I don't know how to assess my own work, but I have been very busy this last week, only receiving love, and it's an abundance. It's an abundance, and that feeling of joy I don't think I've ever had through my career. In fact, there's been a 7-year gap, and I've forgotten what it was like to direct a film and receive feedback. I actually do not remember what had happened during Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, because we had a situation that made us, leave the country for a month. So I wasn't there when the film released. And Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum came in the year of Lagan and Dil Chahta Hai. So I was like, oh God, we may have done the numbers, we didn't get that love, we got it in retrospect. But it was all about Lagan and Dil Chahta Hai. Lagan was this archival beauty, and Dil Chahta Hai was the new tone of cinema. And I was like, I remember reading a review that said old wine, new bottle, and I was like suffering from that. And I remember I wasn't nominated at any award, and I used to really get disturbed. So I haven't really, and during Kabhi Alvida, the moral police were running after me. And then my name is Khan, there was some other political issues. And then Student of the Year, there was a tragic loss in the family. When it released, Yashji passed away. And during Aidil, we had another issue to deal with. So I never took a break to breathe and find out. But there was no problem in this film, thank God. And a little bit of rain Alia was worried about, but and she had become a weather reporter on a daily basis. She was monitoring the rain more than AccuWeather was. And
Hi, tension देखो baby की. Friday को orange alert बोला है, कोई जाएगा cinema hall है.
She was like 80% rain के chances हैं. I said, तो मैं कैसे? What do I do the rain dance to stop it? I can't now. I said, just like you, there will be sunshine. But I do know that this kind of love, Ranveer, to answer your question, is a first for me.
Sir, did you anticipate?
I'm feeling like this is my debut film, and now from here onwards, I hope to make many more. I don't remember the last time I felt this good being a filmmaker, and just this happy. I am so happy.
I want to narrate one story. Yesterday, I was just randomly chilling, and Karan never calls me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually, he calls me in the morning, or then he calls me in the evening with some information. I picked up the phone, and I was doing something. It was just on speaker, and he just, without me saying hello only, I'm just really happy. I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy. And I was imagining Karan sitting like that on his bed.
And I had taken the day off from work, and I was lying down, and I was just looking and feeling happy.
लूटो यार, तारीफें लूटो, हक बनता है यार. You delivered an entertainer.
Please let ma'am ask a question.
Please,
I think it's the last one in the round.
Ma'am, please. मुझे भी जानना है इस fascinating mind के बारे में. Ma'am, एक second.
Again?
एक second, ma'am. अरे कुर्सी नहीं लाया मैडम के लिए.
Yeah, Ranveer, go ahead.
Sir, did you anticipate this kind of intellectual discourse about gender dynamics, matriarchy versus patriarchy? Because you really just your intention was to deliver an entertainer, and that you did.
It was lovely meeting you, Barkha. But I think now we'll just take the question. Thank you so much for your reportage.
I really want to know, yeah.
Arey Baba, I never thought critics have never liked my movies, yaar.
India want to know.
India want to know, but I was in shock. I was like, अरे इसको भी अच्छी लगी, इनको भी अच्छी लगी. I was like, in the morning I told my marketing team, I said, don't send me any bad reviews.
Nice.
I don't want to just send me. So I was thinking, I was thinking that मेरा वो inbox भरेगा ही नहीं. But लगातार one was half. I was like, इसको भी इनको तो कोई पिक्चर अच्छी नहीं लगी थी मेरी.
और राकेश रोशन जी से लेके अनुराग कश्यप जी तक.
I was like, oh God, I'm so happy.
Mass और class, क्या बात है? अरे जियो करण जौहर.
Yes, ma'am. Please, the last question.
Karan, this is for you.
Oh, thank God.
I really liked the film, but the best part was the casting.
Yes.
From there to here.
Yes.
It was fantastic. But tell me, how difficult was this?
It was easy. I had Shanu Sharma. Shanu Sharma is a rock star casting director. And here's a little secret. She's an exclusive YRF power force. But she is allowed to only do my directorial films because Adi is such a dear friend of the family that he has allowed Shanu to work for me when I direct a film, and I'm humbled and privileged because she's so amazing. All these wonderful actors, besides Ranveer and Alia, of course, that I took the liberty of casting myself.
So I'm also a Shanu Sharma
Yes, you
discovery
are also
originally.
Shanu's talent.
Yes.
By the way, so am I. Even
Yeah.
I'm Shanu Sharma's discovery.
Yes,
Yeah.
so Shanu Sharma must be given due credit. But whether it was Churni and Tota and Anjali and Shiti, Amir Bashir, Namit Das, Abhinav Sharma, the entire cast of the film, besides Jayaji, Dharamji and Shabana-ji and Ranveer and Alia, both Shanu Sharma proteges, it was her. I had nothing. She used to show me the audition. I used to always tell her, send me 2 that you love. Chanto apne aap or send me 2. It was a no-brainer seeing these auditions. They were like my first choices as soon as I saw them. From Churni there right up to Shiti and everyone in between were my first choices. And I was very happy that this film is what it is only because not only of the writing force but the actor energy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I think that's all we have for you.
Thank you, ladies and
I know we
gentlemen.
have a lot of questions.
Sorry, we have.
ये ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा, but
thank you.
Who do I give this chance to, yeah? So it's over to you. You can go click. एक बार जोरदार तालियां for this amazing cast and crew, ladies and gentlemen. Rocky और Rani की प्रेम कहानी in theaters now. Thank you so much for being so wonderful, each one of you.